Beautiful Seattle. A rainier day in January, but nonetheless, still pretty awesome. Hello, hello. Hey, hey. I had a thought today about how the universe is the ultimate chess player. Although it's not trying to beat anybody, it's trying to help everybody with exactly what they want. And what I mean by chess player is it sees exactly how everything goes together and can shift it to become anything. Anything. I mean, way beyond our small little human mind comprehension. You could have $10 million in the bank, be debt free, and somehow if you have just the right thought or energy or vibration, really, the universe can move things around just like a chessboard to take that all away from you, even though you didn't gamble it, you didn't put it in anything, it might have just been sitting in the bank or whatever you did with it. The universe can move it around and just take it all away. In the same way, the universe can move things around to bring you $10 million if you have zero in the bank. I don't know exactly how it all works. I don't see how everything connects like the universe does. I'm just a human. But that's something to keep in mind as we walk around with our pessimism or our fake optimism. Not that all optimism is fake, but we walk around, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. But in reality, the feeling is you just can't do it. And you don't even try to believe you can do it. And so the universe, it doesn't listen to what you say. Remember, I've talked about this, I'm going to say it again. Everything out here is just energy. And what I mean by that is break it down to the simple, basic science that you learned in elementary school. Junior high, at least. I mean, I don't know how far you went, but you probably at least went to junior high, which would be like 8th grade. You probably made it to at least 8th grade. And by then, several times, you were told and you probably understood the concept of atoms. Atoms are just different charges of energy. They're just charges, like a positive charge and a negative charge, just like a little piece of energy. That's all it is. It doesn't look like anything. It doesn't look like me. It doesn't look like a steering wheel or a phone or water. It's just energy waiting to take form. And an atom is just an atom with a bunch of negative charges around it and the exact same number of positive charges in it. And that forms an element, is what we call it, I guess. And depending on how many positive charges and negative charges it has, is the way it looks when multiple of those come together, like oxygen, which you can't really see, I guess, so much. Gold. You can see gold. You know what that looks like. That has a certain number of negative charges and positive charges, and when enough of those come together, we as people, with our sensory interpreters, our eyeballs, see what we think of as gold. But that's all it is. It's not this shiny, hard metal object. It's just energy that's taken a certain form that we, with our senses, interpret it. We interpret that there is resistance when we touch it, that it has a certain texture. Gold's actually kind of soft for a metal. It's interesting, but it's obviously really shiny and gold. We observe its properties. It doesn't rust. It doesn't corrode. You can go throw it in the bottom of the ocean for 1,000,000 years. When you pull it up, it's going to look exactly the same. It's going to be gold. Those are the properties of that. You have properties which you're made of. You're made up of carbon. That's organic chemistry. Organic chemistry is obviously the chemistry of life, really. But it's always based around carbon. Carbon's just a molecule. I think it's number 4 on the periodic table. And it has 4 negative charges and 4 positive charges, as well as 4 neutral charges, but we're not going to talk about those. But anyways, that one little thing turns into this little To say little is making it sound way too big. This nano-sized, organized thing of energy charges. So 4 negative charges, 4 positive charges all come together, and that makes carbon. And that makes us and animals and grass and anything living that we know of anyways. At least on this planet, everything living is carbon based. So isn't that odd to you? Doesn't that make you think maybe I'm looking at life sometimes differently than I should be? I don't really like should. I don't like the word should so much. Different than it is. Don't you ever feel like you're just looking at life different than it is? Because if you and I are just made up of these electrical charges, what are we really? What is this place? What is this universe? What the hell? And so that's why I say the universe is the ultimate chess player, because there's obviously intelligence, but it doesn't get things wrong because it just interprets the vibration of the energy. That's it. Everything else, we make up what it means. You and I make up what it means. Gold is just gold, but we've made up that it's worth something, and we've created this monetary system they're all just ideas. I mean, they're not real. They're just accepted as rules and ideas that we play by, I guess, most of us. And it's all about interpretation. So say you got 10 million bucks in the bank, like I said before, the universe can just come along and take that away from you. It has an infinite number of ways to do that. There's no stopping it. There's no stopping the universe. If you have $0, the universe can just bring you $10 million. It may not make sense. It may, in your mind, I'm sure you're like, yeah, right, gonna bring me $10 million. That's never gonna happen. It probably won't ever happen to you. You know, I mean, I feel like you need to believe that these things can happen. Of course they can happen, because there's no, the point I'm trying to make is there's no chance, there's no random, there's no odds of things. I mean, these are ideas we've created, but they're not real. We've put meaning on them. We've said, all right, here's what this means. The odds of me winning the lottery, the odds of me becoming rich, the odds of me doing this, the odds of me finding my soulmate, the odds of me staying married, the odds of me getting divorced, the odds of me having kids, odds, the randomness, the probability. Those things, they're not real. They're not real. I mean, sure, they can show on a mathematical consistent basis, I suppose, but the reality is, why does it show up like that? Because for some people, they'll just walk into $10 million. And you'll hear about those stories. You'll be like, wow, how random, how lucky. Luck's not real. Randomness isn't real. Odds aren't real. Probability, not real. It is, I mean, in the way that we think about it, I guess. But it's not, because the universe can come along at any time and defy any of our silly little human odds or thoughts of random and lucky and just make it happen, because the universe can make anything happen. And you, me, all of us, we're co-creators with the universe, because it's just here to do whatever we want it to do. Now, it doesn't listen to your words. It does not listen to your words. It doesn't respond to that. It responds to your vibration, your energy. And so instead of looking at the world wondering, why me? Why do I have these problems? Why am I forsaken? Stuff like that. By the way, that's obviously a certain vibration, right? Do you get that? If you're having thoughts like that and you feel like things are that way, the universe will match it, because it's just energetic. It's like a magnet sticking to a fridge. It's always going to stick to the fridge. But you know what? If you change the vibration of the materials on that fridge, if you somehow add an extra negative ion, negative charge, negative piece of energy, or positive, that magnet isn't going to work anymore, because that magnet is perfectly tuned to the frequency, the vibration of that refrigerator. You get what I'm saying? You can be that refrigerator. You can change your charge. You can change your vibration. And so that magnet that you felt was forsaking you won't stick anymore. It'll just go away because it can't even come to you. It doesn't stick. And new different types of magnets will now work because they'll match your vibration, your energy output, your charge. This is science. This isn't woohoo shit. This is science, right? We've learned certain properties, but we as people, what we've done tremendously is put all kinds of other bullshit in terms of meaning on this other stuff that is not the case. Like I said, is it hard to become a millionaire? No, it's not. But in the world we live in, it is very, very common of a belief that yes, becoming a millionaire is basically impossible. Where I'm from, in the middle of rural South Dakota, wow, I just sounded really really like Canadian there. Some people where I'm from, carry their vowels a little bit, like I probably did right there. I shouldn't be pointing it out because now you're just gonna hear me do that. And anyways, moving on. Where I'm from, like literally the accepted mentality, I didn't even know there was a different one, was if you became a millionaire, you got lucky. And I don't even know what that necessarily means now looking back at it, but it just made sense at the time. You would be lucky if you became a millionaire. And that's because literally everyone around me had no concept or idea how anyone could possibly make $1 million. So what they understood is so far from their mentality, where it was so far from that of a millionaire's mindset, because they know how to get a job and make like 30, 40, 50K a year, get their health benefits, your average worker, but that mentality, that mindset, that skill set, that education, that belief system is so far from understanding how to make $1 million or 5 or 10 or 20 or $100 million that the only thing they can say is, well, that must just be luck to get rich because we have no clue how to do it. And so that's something we do as people, is we want to feel like we know everything. It gives us a comfort, even if it's a complete lie, which most things we tell ourselves are. So if my best idea I can think of is, all right, I'm going to go to college, I'm going to get a degree, I'm going to get a job, and work my way up the ladder from there. That's most people. No judgment or anything. I'm just bringing it out there because I think that most of us can relate with that. But there's another mentality saying, okay, I want to make a lot more money than that. How do I do that? That's a real question that literally no one around me asked. Instead, how do I become a millionaire? Their answer was, you get lucky. You get lucky? As a kid growing up, I don't know any different. These are adults. These are people that are supposed to be smarter than me. And they have a lot more life experience than me. And they're saying you just get lucky? Well, damn it, I wanted to be rich. So I looked into it. And I've never stopped looking into it. I've never stopped growing my mindset, because what I found was that you just need to ask the right questions. You need to have the right thoughts. So, hey, I want to make $1 million in the next 12 months. You don't sit there and go, oh, I hope I get lucky. I hope I get lucky. It ain't going to happen. It's just not, the odds of that happening with that, oh, I hope I get $1 million in the next 12 months. Oh, I hope I get $1 million in the next 12 months. The odds of that, yeah, you would have to get seemingly lucky, because there is no rational way that is going to work. But if you say, okay, how can I do it? And really figure out how other people did it, not exactly, but what thought process brought them there, because it's your thinking process that brings you everywhere in your life. So it creates your beliefs, creates your mindset, creates your decisions, creates your entire path, and of course your results. So how do I make $1 million in the next 12 months? Okay. And then you look into it and you realize, making money isn't about getting a job. It's about service to people, because it's other people that give you money. So if you realize that your income is directly proportionate to the amount of service you give in a fair transaction way, not charity, not giving things away, not altruism. I mean, actually providing service where you get handsomely paid and provide a good service to other people. And then your reality is, well, how many people do I need to serve, or how much service do I need to give to make $1 million in the next 12 months? That's very different than I got to go to college so that I get permission to get a job from someone, and then they allow me to receive payment from them and set my whole time schedule and stuff like that. No. The universe can change everything for you if you make a different request. It'll move everything around. You do not need to know how. Now don't sit there, oh, I hope I get lucky and make $1 million. That's not what I mean. Because you're coming from that place of, oh, I got to get lucky to get it, which is bullshit. You have to actually decide you can do something and where you really want to go. And the universe will literally arrange everything. It's absurd. It's absurd how obvious it is. But what's really, really, really absurd is how ignorant and blind we are to that process. Because we grow up, the moment you're born, you have what? Every single person on the planet, well, not on the planet, but in your little world, taking care of you, and they're telling you certain things, teaching you how to think. And one day you just start thinking like that. And you're so deep in that belief system that it's a long crawl out. It can be. I mean, kind of, I'm always trying to crawl up, I guess. I'm not saying I'm in a hole. I'm just trying to walk to a different place all the time. Okay, I'm here. This looks good. Where do I want to go? That's the question to ask yourself. Where do you want to go? Universe will give you whatever you want. Whatever you want. You just work on the way you look at this life. Work on the way you look at how you can get what you want. Ask questions. Ask questions. How can I become a millionaire in the next 12 months? Oh, I hope I get lucky. No. I hope I win the lottery. No. How can you do it? I just told you, which you will come to find if you research into how to make $1 million in the next 12 months, is service to people. Service to other people that pay you money. That's it. And not a job, not where you go and work one job and some employer pays you whatever they're going to pay you for an entire year of work. No. Create a product. Create something that serves people. Create something. Offer a service. Be the business person, whatever. But you need to serve more people and create more service. And you don't even need to directly do it, but you do need to organize it. Like say you have a boss. Well, they probably don't cook the pizza. They probably don't work at the cash register. They probably don't deliver the pizza if it's a pizza place. I'm just thinking of that for some reason. But yeah, you need to at least set up a system where it can deliver service, product, or goods to people in exchange for money. That's really how it works. If that's what you were wondering about. It's January, new year. I'm sure plenty of you want to make more income this year, and I hope that helps you. But most of all, there's many different other areas of life, and just think about what you want and allow it. In a not like, oh God, I hope it happens to me way, because that's coming from a place of, God, it's not going to happen to me, but please, maybe by some crazy wild chance, universe, bring me this thing that I really do not believe that I can have. Not going to get it with that thought. Allow yourself to let the journey unfold to getting what you want. And the less resistance you have, the quicker and more easily it will come to you. That's what I mean. It will come to you. Meditation. Gotta relax your mindset. Gotta do meditation. And if you don't do that yet, try it. And there's no wrong way. If you're trying to do something, you'll get better at it and better at it. But relaxing your mind, relaxing your thoughts, relaxing your vibration is probably the best way to allow things to flow into your life. Because when you do that, when you relax, your anxiety, your depression, your negative thoughts, your thoughts relax, and you can just say thank you. I'm here today. These other people in my life are here today. The place I'm living in is safe. There's tons of blessings around you, and the more you focus on those, the more all those other wonderful things that you want will just flow into your life, because the universe is the ultimate chess player, and it can make anything happen as quickly as it wants. So relax, work on your vibration, and say thank you. Just say thank you for as many things as you can every day. I really mean that. If that's the only thing you do, your life will exponentially unfold into greatness. All right.